All right, guys, here we are having some techniques for filling the blanks. Read the instruction carefully to understand the word limit, right? So this is definitely to be read for summary completion question. And then skim read the question paragraph and underline the words before and after the blank. Like for example, here is the fill in the blanks question. You can see 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah. Here you see the fill in the blanks question here on right side. And now in these kind of questions, we'll be given these blanks. Now we must read first word and the last word after the blank, right? Along with it, like this will be also considered our keywords in fill in the blanks questions. Now we go for further. After that, pay attention on the keywords that come before and after. Write down the exact word, not a synonym. Exact word we are supposed to write in fill in the blank, not any synonym. And focus on the keyword as these words would be paraphrased. The keywords will be definitely paraphrased. And as last day we discussed in section number 3, those words were paraphrased in choosing option 2. So here also it will be paraphrased. Next, you can see note that answers will follow the chronological order. Like it will come in sequence, not randomly. Check the spellings twice and write according to the word limit. Last day I shared a link from both Instagram and Facebook page, official page. Please go to that. The spellings must be clear. All right. Now I'm gonna play the test in front of you and focus more on that. So I think the picture is not clear. Just 1 minute, I check another test.
Speakers, so they can easily also being developed, where an AUV working on the seabed offloads data to a second AUV.
Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture about a branch of archaeology called marine archaeology. First, you have some time to look.
We have to understand a different concept, right? First, you read the title quickly in the skimming sense. You have to get an idea, like such sort of information you will listen it here. The hunt for sunken settlements and ancient shipwrecks. So, something regarding the hunt, you understand, like to seek out, to search for something, for sunken settlements, to settle, right? For kind of like settlements and ancient shipwrecks. Now, regarding ancient and regarding settlement, there is a kind of search. Now, next, Athlete Yam was a village on coast of Eastern Mediterranean, and thrived until 7000 BC. A historical discussion has taken place. Stone homes had a courtyard, right? Had a semicircle of large stones round a. Now here you see, if you use a little attention and along with that concentration and also mind, right? I mean by mind your concept. So semicircle, large word is used, semicircle is used, stones, so round a. So at here again shape, size or noun can be taken place. Now there will be like आपका मतलूबा नंबर इस वक्त Dr. Nobia. Okay, next is cause of destruction unknown, now under the sea. Biggest settlement from the prehistoric period found on the seabed. Researcher carry out into structures, blank shapes, and human remains. Now, whatever the thing at here would be, if we understand the remaining part, and along with that, as we mentioned in the points and the techniques, that we must focus on the previous word before the blank. The word before comes before the blank, or the word that comes after the blank, like causes of destruction. Before causes of destruction, shape, size, name, or noun or shape, size will be taken, right? The word. And then at here, into structures, shapes, again, and human remains. Now at here, after structure, what kind of informative word can be used? So this can also help us to get the exact right option, right? Next is traditional autonomous underwater vehicles used in the oil industry, easy to make. Now to make, definitely they will say to manufacture, to prepare, right? To create, right? To make. So this synonym can be used of make. And to make what? A proper name can be taken here. Problems, they are expensive, and one problem is expensive. Another problem, why they are not in the favor, or why they are not locked. So there will be one problem name taken. And mostly in such kind of question, you see they take the second answer right before, and then they will share expensive. So you should not wait for expensive word to be heard. They will say it later, and they will say first the right option at here, the fill in the blank. Okay. Next, latest AUVs, much easier to use, relatively cheap, sophisticated, test. Now, at here carrying architectural elements made of. Now again name, made of what? Made of any object, made of anything, and ingredient. Next, underwater internet, blank is used. So the titles you see, this also help you to make you clear that now your concept or your MCQs are gonna to be discussed further. If let's suppose you stuck here and you don't know either they mode, the audio is mode, so these title are gonna help you, right? And when the title is gonna be uttered, so focus more on these exact word before blank. To make, expensive, and another problem, made again, blank is used. What is used for short distance, small distance, little distance, minimum distance, right? Next, next AUE can send data to another AUE that has better than what? For example, that is better what? And then that has better something. There will be a quality because that has better quality. That is better something. One carrying blank supplies. What I want to convey to all discussion, that before the fill in a blank, before the word that comes before or after blank, focus on that, learn, understand the meaning, and then try to pick the exact option. Yet the blank word that comes before the blank, that will be most probably synonymized. So focus now, and we play it. Try to do it by it your own, and at the end I would ask you guys the exact right options.
Look at questions 31 to 40. Carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
In today's class, I'm going to talk about marine archaeology, the branch of archaeology focusing on human interaction with the sea, lakes, and rivers. It's the study of ships, cargoes, shipping facilities, and other physical remains. I'll give you an example, then go on to show how this type of research is being transformed by the use of the latest technology. Atlit was a village on the coast of the eastern Mediterranean, which seems to have been thriving until around 7000 BC. The residents kept cattle, caught fish, and stored grain. They had wells for fresh water. Many of their houses were built around a courtyard and were constructed of stone. The village contained an impressive monument, 7 half-ton stones standing in a semicircle around a spring that might have been used for ceremonial purposes.
Yet only one option is discussed, and that is semicircle, large item, around. Around what? Who got it?
Spring.
Yeah, around spring.
Spring.
Now, first option has been discussed. Focus on the second one, but you will listen the most proper name. Yeah, like prehistoric, like seabed, like biggest, right? Like such names. Okay, so focus more.
Atlit Yam may have been destroyed swiftly by a tsunami, or climate change may have caused glaciers to melt and sea levels to rise, flooding the village gradually. Whatever the cause, it now lies 10 metres below the surface of the Mediterranean, buried under sand at the bottom of the sea. It's been described as the largest and best preserved prehistoric settlement ever found on the seabed. For marine archaeologists, Atlit Yam is a treasure trove. Research on the buildings, tools, and the human remains has revealed how the bustling village once functioned, and even what diseases some of its residents.
Yes, research on the what?
Tool.
Yeah, research on the tools, human remains, and some other thing he mentioned. Right? Good. Okay, now this proper name will be taken. Fill in the blanks, sir. By the way, easy we do it soon, so we will move to another kind of questions too.
Suffered from. But of course, this is only one small village, one window into a lost world. For a fuller picture, researchers need more sunken settlements, but the hard part is finding them. Underwater research used to require divers to find shipwrecks or artifacts, but in the second half of the 20th century, various types of underwater vehicles were developed, some controlled from a ship on the surface, and some of them autonomous, which means they don't need to be operated by a person. Autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, are used in the oil industry, for instance, to create maps of the seabed before rigs and pipelines are
Yes, to create.
Maps.
Yeah. Okay, you saw to make, to create. Please go through the synonyms I shared with you guys of IELTS listening. Yeah, it will 100% enhance your picking power because they have to 100% use in section 3 and section 4 especially only synonyms. No exact words can be uttered. Yeah, one or two, but synonyms.
installed. To navigate, they use sensors such as compasses and sonar. Until relatively recently, they were very expensive and so heavy that they had to be launched from a large vessel with a winch.
They are very expensive and
Heavy.
yeah,
Heavy.
good. So heavy. Okay, now next is latest AUVs and then tests. So made of, again, when you see this word make, it can be used created like made second form, so created, and here create of. They can now focus more like what kind of word they will use here. By the way, the product name will be taken here, any object name, right? So focus and do go with their audio. Do not, yeah, keep the blank in mind, yet go with the audio. It is good way.
But the latest AUVs are much easier to maneuver. They can be launched from the shore or a small ship, and they're much cheaper, which makes them more accessible to research teams. They are also very sophisticated. They can communicate with each other and, for example, work out the most efficient way to survey a site or to find particular objects on the seabed. Field tests show the approach can work. For example, in a trial in 2015, 3 AUVs searched for wrecks at Marzi off the coast of Sicily. The site is the final resting place of an ancient Roman ship which sank in the 6th century AD, while ferrying prefabricated marble elements for the construction of an early church. The AUVs mapped the area in detail, finding other ships carrying...
Did you get the right option?
Construction.
No.
Mm.
Now come on.
Marble time.
Yeah. If we say made of construction, so it is not giving concept proper meaning. If we say made of marble, the marble
Marble.
is used, yes, so it
Yeah.
gives meaning. So when you choose any option, focus on the meaning that it is fixed, fit or not. Yeah, sorry.
in columns of the same material. Creating an internet in the sea for AUVs to communicate is no easy matter. Wi-Fi networks on land use electromagnetic waves, but in water these will only travel a few centimetres. Instead, a more complex mix of technologies is required. For short distances, AUVs can share data using light, while acoustic waves are used to communicate over long distances. But more creative solutions are also being developed, where an AUV working on the seabed offloads data to a second AUV, which then surfaces and beams the data home to the research team using a satellite. There's also a system that enables AUVs to share information from seabed scans and other data. So, if an AUV surveying the seabed finds an intriguing object, it can share the coordinates of the object, that is, its position, with a nearby AUV that carries superior cameras, and arrange for that AUV to make a closer inspection of the object. Marine archaeologists are excited about the huge potential of these AUVs for their discipline. Once...
Yeah, did you catch? 36.
Satellite.
Lights.
Yeah, 37.
Lights.
Satellite.
No, 37 better one.
Perceptions.
They mentioned super,
Perception.
super kind of word. No. Better perception. No. They mentioned super something. Super cameras. And like AUV can, how they can have perceptions. They're not humans. They're like the objects, products can send data to another AUV that has better cameras. Yeah. Next, planned research in Gulf of...
site where they're going to be deployed is the Gulf of Baratti off the Italian coast. In 1974, a 2,000-year-old Roman vessel was discovered here in 18 metres of water. When it sank, it was carrying medical goods in wooden or tin receptacles. Its cargo gives us insight into the treatments available all those years ago, including tablets that are thought to have been dissolved to form a cleansing liquid for the eyes. Other Roman ships went down nearby, taking their cargoes with them. Some held huge pots made of terracotta. Some were used for transporting cargoes of olive oil, and others held wine. In many cases, it's only these containers that...
Yes, 38.
Sir,
Medical.
Yeah,
Medical.
And next, cleaning the face.
Eyes.
Eyes. And 40 wines. Sorry.
Wine.
Wine.
Yeah. You mentioned here for another they mentioned this, another they mentioned second. For R they mentioned other people, other have. So this is how you got the synonyms. Now we go first for the discussion of some more rules regarding those decision-taking options, and then we will go through the questions. So decision-taking questions, we see the questions are here. First, let me show you two. And so to brainstorm your mind. Yeah, such sort of questions, like where the image or which person talked about the any other concept. The better idea is that you read it quickly, only the options, not the scientist names, right? And when you read that, they can also come in sequences, right? Anyhow, when you read, for instance, um translated into many other languages. So translated word you should remember. Translated. Next, definitely they will first talk about first sentence, then another sentence, and they will match their idea, the concept. Like fairy tales translated into many other languages are hard to read, are inspired a work, are more popular, our original title refers to another book, are started a new genre, are unlikely topic. Now, we have to what to do? We have to read it twice or thrice to only notice the main key words, right? Because if we focus on the listening concept of this point, meanwhile also focusing on here and here, it will be a little challenging. So for this reason, we have to keep the points in our mind. Translation is talked, shared here. Hard, difficulty is shared. Our translation difficulty, inspired a work in different area, inspiration is shared, translation difficulty, inspiration are more popular than the author's work or other author works. Are it is very popular. Translation difficulty, inspiration are very popularity, right? Our original title refers to another book, or the title is from other book, there is copy paste system, right? Are started a new genre, or it is something new, are unlikely topic. Yeah, like this is not liked. Now we see first few of the points to make our mind clear. Read the instruction carefully. Ensure you understand whether options can be used more than once, right? One option can be given to both two persons. Skim the list of decisions options before listening. Familiarize, like skim what we did right now. This was a skimming. Familiarize yourself with the keywords. This is skimming, right? In the given options, e.g., use visuals, keep it short, like we see. We see such words. Let me take it out. Yeah, translation, difficulty, inspiration. These were our keywords. Next is prediction of the possible answer. Think about logical connections between the given parts. Historical backgrounds, may visual or check information is accurate, right? What the option might seem to you correct, like it might be. So also think about that. To only this thinking also helps you to keep the information for long term in your mind. Focus on synonyms and paraphrasing. IELTS rarely repeats exact words from the options. Instead, listen for synonyms. Use visuals, include images, diagrams, charts, right? So visualization can have this kind of we can say options. Do online research. Look up source on the internet. Now, sorry, 1 minute. Yeah, some more points, and then we go. Identify the context and speaker intention. Speaker intention, we have to clarify it. Like for each example or for each name, what was the speaker intention? Here, Perrault's fairy tales. Now, this is section number 3. Here we see 2, 3 persons talk with each other, students and tutor, definitely in most of the cases. So, what was their intention? Identify the context means the story and the speaker intention. The speaker may discuss multiple points but emphasize one. Yeah, multiple can be discussed. One will be emphasized. Watch out for distractors. What can be the distractor? That can be an option but reject. The use of but, the use of however. We thought about, for example, you thought about using visuals, but in the end we decided to focus on one. And now what does it mean? For example, in this question here you see but and however are the common trapping words in IELTS listening and reading. For example, in fairy tales they say we understood that the translation into many other languages has been done, but I think it was not okay with that, and it didn't work so far, and by the way it was really very hard or difficult to be read by people, right? So the exact option will be here, this one, hard to read, as a comment for this one. So but option, whenever the but is used or however is used, it means the information is now changed. Take short, clear notes. On piece of paper, it is better. Or and yeah, because if you listen like one person, so mention, highlight the main points. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. 2 points or 3 points, highlight of each person. So these are the points, and now I compare with the list of heading, right? With the list. Now, just down keywords is you listen to to avoid forgetting. Maintain a logical flow. What does it mean? Follow the speaker sequence. Avoid jumping between options randomly. Avoid jumping between options randomly, like you jump from one option to another. Just try to be very focused. Listen for emphasis words like definitely. This means agreement. We must. This means agreement. Essential. This means agreement. Indicate correct answers. While we now these words if will be used, we must, definitely, essential, beneficial, significant, magnificent, crucial. So all such words will be all alternative words will be also focusing on the options emphasization. What we read here, emphasize. So either if that is used before or after but, this means this is the exact one, the right option. Now, next in the option number 10, we see 1 minute while we consider not necessary may signal distractor. Okay, not necessary may signal distractor. If not necessary, so it means like this is not the right option. Use the second listening opportunity. If you missed an answer, stay focused. Answer often appears in sequence, right? So stay focused on the next person then. Okay, now we go for the audio of it. Yeah, here we go. Fairy tale. Translation, difficulty, inspiration. It is going to be played.
Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Be very focused.
Have you been reading lots of children's stories to help you decide whether to take the course?
Yeah, I've gone as far back as the late 17th century, though I know there were earlier children's stories.
So does that mean you've read Perrault's fairy tales, Cinderella, the Sleeping Beauty, and so on?
Yes, they must be important because no stories of that type had been written before. These were the first. Then there's the Swiss Family Robinson.
I haven't read that.
The English.
Now, before jumping to the Swiss Family Robinson, they mentioned, I haven't read this before. This was the first. So, what do you think about this?
F
Yeah,
started a
exactly.
new
Yes, exactly. Started a new genre. This was the first. I didn't read it before. 3, 4 points she shared, and you got another concept. In 6 to 7 seconds, she shared the answer, and now she jumped to this. So she will share idea concept about this one. Now you have to cross F. F option is crossed. Now we move for the Swiss Family Robinson.
Name makes it sound as though Robinson is the family's surname, but a more accurate translation would be the Swiss Robinsons, because it's about a Swiss family who are shipwrecked, like Robinson Crusoe in the novel of a century earlier.
Well, I never knew that.
Have you read Hoffman's The Nutcracker and the Mouse King?
Wasn't that the basis?
What do you think about this one, the Swiss Family Robinson?
I think
It's A.
E.
No.
Original
E.
title referred to
Why
another book.
E?
Because he tell two different names.
Yes,
Robinson.
exactly. Good. It was taken from some another book, or not a book. They mention not a book. They mention another art or what article, something like that. But it was it was not its original name. So not original. So original title refers to another book, another article, right? Okay. Next is
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, how to know that the speaker is talking about this point because he's not mentioning any specific thing about the point.
I mentioned earlier in quite details to keep the translate keywords in your mind. Difficulty, translation, inspiration, more popular, original title is not from the main book, started a new genre. So they mentioned for the first time, an unlikely topic, not liked by people. So this F and E are done. We are, definitely this is the only challenge, that what the concept they conveyed, we have to keep it in mind a little sharp. That first is translation. We can directly in 30 seconds that will be given to us for these questions to read the questions. So meanwhile, we can write directly keywords. Translation, hard to read, inspiration, more popular. And when the test is going to be starting, we will be definitely having a piece of paper and pen. So we can either write it, either we directly choose. So, and looking at the page, paper, that which option match more accurately by only focusing on
Thank you, sir.
only focusing on the keywords, not on the remaining part. So keyword will help you 100%. Okay, yeah, we go for another, that is nutcracker.
For Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker.
That's right. It has some quite bizarre elements.
I hope you've read Oscar Wilde's The Happy Prince. It's probably my favourite children's story of all time.
Oh, mine too. And it's so surprising because Wilde is best known for his plays, and most of them are very witty, but The Happy Prince is really moving. I struggled with Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, 3 long books, and I gave up after 1.
It's extremely popular, though.
Yeah, but whereas something like The Happy Prince just carried me along with it, The Lord of the Rings took more.
Yeah, before jumping to the Lord of the Rings, what she mentioned the exact keyword related words to inspired. What do you think, by the way, of the option? She mentioned surprising. Don't you think so? That surprising work matching with inspired or any other?
Yes. C is the option.
Yes. So you see the keywords. Focus only meant most of the keywords. Now C is done, E is done, F is done. You're left with A, B, D, and G. Yeah, you can choose 2 options once again, but more focus to be on unchosen option to be given on that.
Effort than I was prepared to give it.
I didn't find that. I love it.
Another one I've read is Warhorse.
Oh, that.
Lord of the Rings took more effort than I was. The Prince just carried
Very easy, 29. Very, very easy. Just focus on the concept.
me along with it. The Lord of the Rings took more effort than I was prepared to give it.
I didn't.
Took more effort to understand.
Hard to read. B
Yes.
option.
Hard to read. B.
Good,
Yes.
good. Difficulty. Took more effort. Understanding. Hard. These are the synonyms. So be revise. Do revise the synonyms I shared the link. Please go through that.
Didn't find that. I love it.
Another one I've read is Warhorse.
Oh, yes. It's about the First World War, isn't it? Hardly what you'd expect for a children's story.
Exactly, but it's been very successful. Have you read any?
Yes.
D, sir.
Which one?
G, I think G. G.
Why G?
Because in relevant topic, children do not discuss this topic. Unlikely topic, World War.
Yes, exactly. It was a different one from the others and not on the choice of children. Okay, guys, just let me have a quick review. Melisua, did you go through any test last day? I was listening.
Yes, sir. For book 14, test number 3 and 4.
Melisua,
Yes, sir.
Melisua, how much score you got? Afsha, in last day, who?
Sir, 5.5.
5.5. Seher Aruj, in listening last day.
Sir, 7.
Good. Safir Eder, in listening last day.
Sir, I don't do this.
Okay, you are not serious yet. After it, be serious. Dylan, what about you? Any
I
listening?
got a 6.5.
Good, good.
6.5.
I mean by daily basis, any test you have done. Nubia, Dr. Nubia, how much score?
Sir, 5.5.
5.5. Jangir, any test you have done?
Sir, I'm watching old videos currently you have sent me before.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
will share
watching
home
those.
assignment today, so do that. Okay, and Sadaf,
6, sir.
good. Zuhaib, Take out time. These are last days are from
No, sir, because uh, Ramzan and
okay.
working days.
Right. Seher Aruj, you got 7 in which test?
Yes, sir. Sir, book 14, test number 1.
Good. I appreciate your hard work. You are improving
Thank you, sir.
really outstanding. Wish you very best of luck, and to other students too. Show consistency and try to remember 10 words or 15 words of just synonym. Just go through that. Like hard to tackle, difficult, some words you face here. Now the synonyms I shared lastly for listening and reading, please must go through that. These are very important for you. The synonymized technique, you will understand 100% the concept, what they are talking about. And now
There I have asked a confusion. When I was sorting out the test, I got a confusion. I asked you in the group, I think, or in the PM. Please go through that and explain me that. Thank you. Later.
Okay, for tomorrow, your assignment is book 14, test 4.